Hello and welcome to Disctv, the show that brings you the world of disc golf. I'm Brian Sullivan. It's part 2 of our coverage of the Pdga Disc Golf World Championships from Houston, Texas. This week we focus on the Masters and the Open divisions. Who will be disc golf's next world champions? Stay tuned and find out, because Disctv is on the air right now. Also this week, we'll talk with Professional Disc Golf Association Commissioner Pat Govang about some new developments within the organization. Then it's extended Final Nine coverage. From the Disc Golf World Championships, this is Disctv.
Good. Pause.
Disctv is brought to you in part by the Professional Disc Golf Association, guiding disc golf into the future. Maceman Disc Golf Gear, expect the best. And by DiscLife.com, the world leader in disc golf. Welcome to Disctv's coverage of the 2002 Pdga Professional Disc Golf World Championships. I'm Brian Sullivan. With me is the World's Tournament Director. He's Dave Nesbitt. Dave, thanks for having us out here.
No problem.
Now, first off, Nez, give me a little bit of the scope of this event. What's going on?
Well, we've got 225 competitors from around the world, representing 8 different countries and probably close to every state in the country.
Wow.
Playing here on 4 different courses, Tom Bass Park here in Houston. The Wilmot, the Powell, and the Tourney course are here in this particular park, and Lakeside is about a quarter mile away.
And tell me about the courses. What kind of challenges are these players facing day in and day out here at the Worlds?
Well, 2 of them are permanent courses that we've had in for years and years. We put 2 temporary courses in by splitting some of the holes off and segmenting them. The Wilmot course behind us is probably the most challenging. It's probably our signature course, and they're seeing a lot of length. We're seeing distances between 71 and 7,600 feet for the 18 holes on Wilmot and on Tourney and Powell. They all play relatively simple, but the subtleties of the courses here in these 3 parks are really challenging. Plays with a little bit of water, a little bit of elevation, although we don't have much here in Texas, and then a fair amount of wood. So the challenge is to get your birdies where you get them and not to take too much pain on the way through.
Has there been talk that perhaps these courses favor the longer arms?
A little bit, I think, from the international players, but realistically, I think it's more a challenge of placement. I think we play a lot of one-shot, one-putt type golf in general, and these courses challenge a little different set of skills. Playing that precision shot off of your drive so that you have more of like a 250-foot upshot rather than, you know, a 350, 400-foot drive and a 15, 20-foot putt. And so it brings in a second set of skills that aren't played too often. And perhaps that could be perceived as requiring a long arm, but I think you're finding people like Dave Greenwell, who do not have a long arm, are competing very, very well. So.
Now, we've seen so many different winners this year on the Pdga National Tour. Coming in, did 1 or 2 players in any division look particularly strong to you? Do you think these courses favor 1 or 2 particular players?
You know, from my standpoint, I really thought that Jesper Lundmark, when he came in, the Swedes came in early. Jesper came in and shot and tied the course record in practice while we were playing leagues out here, and said, you know, Jesper's a pump, he's got an arm. I figured he really had a great shot. He hasn't played as well as expected since at least through the first half of the tournament. Ronnie came in early, walked in first league on Thursday prior to the tournament, aced the first hole. We all laughed. He took home our ace pot, our local ace pot of about 170 bucks. We said, I hope this isn't an omen. Ronnie said at the top. So I really had those 2 playing well. Of course, there's just a dogfight going on right now with a number of people who could play this and win this championship, and they're all there.
Tell me some of the side events, some of the doubles, what's happening?
Sure. Well, it's really a week, almost a week and a half long event. We started out with what we called World Best Golfer Competition. We had 5 ultimate competitors who played ball golf on the golf course next door, played 18 holes of stick golf, if you will, and then came over here and shot 18 holes of disc golf on the Wilmot. classic event. They had a lot of fun. Brad Hammock walked away with it. Kenny Climo got beat by 12 strokes on the ball golf course and decided to go practice a different course, a DNF'd. It was really a classic event. But distance competitions are going on, putting competitions are going on to crown world championships in both those events. We're playing doubles, both divisional doubles by division and gender, if you will, as well as mixed doubles are also happening. It's really a convention. We've got a fly mart that's happening on the Monday. We have a Pdga awards banquet that goes on tonight. And we have a major awards dinner that's sponsored by Innova that's happening in an ice house just on the other side of those woods, where we'll get some air conditioning out of the Houston heat and make our awards presentation for the tournament. So.
They came from across the globe for one purpose: to determine who would earn the right to be called world champion. North and South America, Europe, Asia, and Australia are all represented this week, and all came prepared for the most grueling competition of the 2002 season. The format for the World Championships is 2 rounds of 18 per day from Tuesday through Friday, followed by a semifinal round on Saturday, then a cut to the top 4 players for the final 9. That's a total of 9 rounds of regulation play on 4 separate courses here for the world's hottest disc golf in Houston's Tom Bass Park. In fact, the only thing hotter than the weather was some of the play from the Masters division. Here's Mitch Mack, otherwise known as Oklahoma's Mitch McClellan, who was off to a steady start, then busted a move midweek with some huge putts and a 7-under round at Powell that would put him onto the leader card as a strong candidate for the final 9. The heat was no problem for Austin's Joel Kelly, who began day 1 with an 8-under par first round on the turning course and followed it with a 5-under round at Lakeside. That would make him the early leader, and Joel Kelly's strong putting game would keep him on the leader card for the rest of the week. Alabama's Dean Tannock is another Masters player who putts like a champion, a skill needed if you wanted to keep up with this guy this week. Tannock kept his scores below par through every single round of regulation. As a result, Dean Tannock would be a major force in the hunt for the Masters World Championship. While the other lead Masters were making it happen with long putts, it was drop-in after drop-in for Georgia's Brad Hammock, whose drives were dead on all week long. Hammock made it look easy using his unique driving style that clearly helped him in the accuracy department. With an 8-under in the semifinal round, it's Brad Hammock by 9 over Kelly. To the Open Division, where the big boys play. Michigan's David Feldberg was there with another string of superfine jump putts, which would net him 3 different rounds of 8-under par. Feldberg's been on the road 3 years now, and he showed that he had the experience, the mental game, and the stamina to hang with the top dogs going into the weekend. Ron Russell is a familiar face at the top levels of disc golf. The '99 world champ was off to a good start toward his second crown with a round-leading 8-under par in round 1 at the Wilmot course. He would throw 50 strokes or higher a mere 3 times this week. Otherwise, Russell was shooting in the 40s and keeping his game on cruise control. Barry Schultz of Wisconsin had a big season last year, included the U.S. title and a World Games gold medal, but is still looking for that elusive first World's victory. Schultz was well on track toward that goal here in Houston, steering his way to an impressive 55 under par after 9 rounds. That would put him into a 2-way tie with Russell for second place going into the finals. The Dominator, Ken Climo of Florida, an incredible 10 world titles in 12 years, including a run of 9 straight from 1990 to 98. This year, birdie after birdie, then on Friday, the great one shot a perfect round. Every possible deuce. Ron Russell called it the best round he'd ever witnessed in his life. So, it's the return of the king, and Climo leads by 11 going into the final 9. It has been a big year of growth and change for the Professional Disc Golf Association. Here to talk about it is Commissioner Pat Goveng. Pat, thanks for being here.
Oh, my pleasure, Brian. Thanks for having me on.
So, what's been happening?
A lot. The great growth that the sport is experiencing this year and the past couple of years has kind of put us into a mode to reevaluate what we're doing, and we're working on doing it better and making it easier to become a part of our organization. as well as make the organization better at what we do. And part of that is listening to what members tell us. We're a membership organization, and they want us to go after sponsorship and publicity. And that's what we're doing next year. We announced this week through a press release that we're bringing on a national tour next year. It'll be coordinated and marketed through a company called Sports Loop out of Chicago. And we're also excited to be working with Disctv on that. We think it creates some really neat opportunities to raise the awareness of our sport overall and bring some new folks to our game.
I know there's a lot of other stuff going on. Can you name one or two?
Well, the other big thing we have in the works is we're having discussions with a county in the southern part of the United States, southeastern part of the United States, who is interested in helping us build a national disc golf center, including a multi-course complex with a 15,000-foot training center, and we would bring the Pdga headquarters and offices there. And it's going to create a lot of new opportunities for the organization, and we're pretty excited about that. And we all have our fingers crossed that that's going to happen for us.
Pat Govang is the commissioner of the Pdga. Pat, please keep up the good work.
My pleasure. Thank you.
It is Final 9 time. First up, the Masters. With me is Dr. Rick Vokes. Now, Dr. Rick, we have got Brad Hammock. Looks like he's probably going to run away with this, but then
It's hard to beat that kind of a lead.
Kelly, Tannock, and McClellan.
There's
Who's
a
it going
pretty
to
good
be?
separation. Now, there's 3 strokes back from Joel's got second place, then 3 strokes back is Dean, then 3 strokes back is Mitch. Mitch has the momentum going. He came up and passed Steve Weisskopf to take that 4th spot. He's got the momentum going, so he might keep that up and make a move on Dean for 3rd. It's going to be hard for him to catch 6 strokes up in only 9 holes to catch 2nd place.
Let's see what's going to happen. Let's get you out to the course. And it's go time of Final 9 holes of Worlds 2002. This is the Masters division. Our leader is Brad Hammock from Alpharetta, Georgia, 43 strokes under par. Joel Kelly trails him by 9. He's 34 under. Dean Tannock of Tony, Alabama at 31 under par. And finally, Mitch McClellan, Norman, Oklahoma, 28 under par. Here's Hammock on the pad.
Nice shot.
Beautiful stab right into the side of the hill.
And a fine-looking shot from Brad Hammock.
You want to stay low under the wind here.
Our guest commentator for the Masters is Dr. Rick Vokes. Hole 1 is 280 feet. As you can see, it is uphill. This is Joel Kelly on the pad.
Just a little high, and the wind's going to catch it. It's pulling over left, and we really took that one over.
There's about a 15 to 20 mile an hour wind at the moment. Almost a tailwind, but somewhat coming from right there.
Roll time.
And now it's Dean Tannock on the pad. He trails the leader by 12.
That's a beautiful stab, just perfect right at the basket.
Oh, and he hits the basket. What a great shot from Dean Tannock. He played that really well, didn't he?
Yeah.
From Norman, Oklahoma, Mr. Mitch McClellan.
As we've already seen, the wind is a little tricky to judge here, but Tannock had it dialed in just right. Now on the pad, it's Mitch McClellan out of Norman, Oklahoma. And he's going to take his time.
He's throwing very flippy disc, so it's
Another great shot, and this is shaping up to be a terrific Final 9. So Joel Kelly finds himself about 65 feet from the basket.
That's a
and this
very
is
tough putt against the wind.
very tricky.
And a huge drop off after.
The wind in his face, a drop
He's
off.
kind of laying it up, but it's kind of a go for it layup. He's going to want it to almost give it a try there.
Kelly with a little roll after that putt. It looks like a short, easy putt, but again, this wind is making things tricky.
Excellent putt. That's a lot steeper downhill than it looks, too, because his feet are actually above the level of the basket.
And here is McClellan for the short deuce. And that is a 2 for Mr. McClellan.
These are excellent drives. This is pretty much formalities putting these in.
That's 2 for Tanek as well, and we're expecting to see a deuce for the leader, Brad Hammock. There it is. And through 1, Brad Hammock still leading by a minimum of 9 strokes. On to our 3rd hole of 9. It's the Masters final 9 here at the 2002 Pro World Championships. Brad Hammock has the pad, and it's 451 feet. And there goes the roller.
Stand. It's not going.
Wind's really taking that to the left. You needed to flip up a lot earlier than that.
I knew I should.
So Hammock finds himself well left of where he intended. Not a whole lot of hazards to worry about on this hole. There are a few trees out there that can get in your way, especially if you take the hyzer route. Now on the pad, it's Dean Tanek. He's going to take the roller as well.
It's put down very nicely, but the wind's going to play with that one too. It's starting to flip quicker. That's coming nicely around.
Go, baby, go! Woo! Get on up there.
That'll give him a look.
Crowd liking that shot from Tanek. And here is Mitch McClellan out of Norman, Oklahoma. He was not daunted by Hammock's shot, and
That bounced a little too high, and the wind caught it and pushed it, and that took the bottom out of it.
so
Still a good
McClellan,
shot.
A little short, but a fine shot right in the middle of the fairway. And last on the pad is Joel Kelly out of Austin.
Count down very smoothly.
Roll all the way. All the way.
Doesn't have quite enough spin to get all the way to the basket, but it's a good shot in the fairway.
So Hammock preparing for his second shot after he finds himself on the left side of the fairway. About 100 feet or so from the basket.
I see a little tailwind here. He could run this. Kind of loft a little bit, give it a chance to fall in.
Get up.
Oh, he wanted it to be higher, but he's still in fine position.
Great upshot. Here's Joel Kelly. He's about 90 feet out. Got a straight shot right to the basket.
Joel's doing a jump putt. Gives it a real nice loft. Give it a chance to fall down into the chains, but he went a little high.
And McClellan now from 80 feet or so.
Mitch is going to do a jump putt too. Give it lots of loft.
This will be the straddle jump.
Didn't drop quick enough. Dean putt's a little firmer and lower. I think he probably won't jump putt. He's just going to putt straight. He's using the strength of his forearm.
Seems like with the hill to the right side now of Tanek, it may cause this wind to be swirling a little more than it was on the other side.
Oh, very nice height on that.
After that lofty jump putt, Joel has left himself with a little distance to cover here.
Now he's got the headwind to deal with.
This is from about 18 feet.
He's going to have to put a lot of snap on it to keep it floating in the headwind, which he did. Perfect height, but a little bit off to the left.
And that is going to mean a bogey for Joel Kelly on our third hole. And that is going to hurt his chances to hang on to second place. Here's McClellan with his 3.
Which was a little surprised that the wind lifted that so much, but it stayed in the chains. Tap in for Dean.
And it's going to be the easy 3 for Hammock as well, which is going to leave him 11 strokes now in the lead over Kelly. That'll be 12 strokes out for Tanek and 15 for McClellan. Two holes remain, and we are tied up for second place between Joel Kelly and Dean Tanek. Now, this hole grade is 320 feet.
Dean's got the momentum going. He's first on the tee.
It's a fairly wide open hyzer
He's
shot.
going to
but
really
there's
go for it.
water right behind the basket, so you don't want to overshoot this hole no matter what you do. Here's Tanek.
A lot of hyzer on it, trying to keep it from fighting the wind, but the wind is pulling it left. It's safe, but a long putt against the water.
So Tanek finds himself not in the best shape here as we are winding down the final 9 holes of the Masters division here at the 2002 Pro World Championships in Houston. Mitch McClellan.
Mitch has the strength. He's using his Firebird again. He's going to pull it way out to the right and bring it back in. Beautiful shot right at the base of the basket.
And Mitch is real happy with that. So is the crowd. Now Joel Kelly wants to play.
Joel could do that same shot. He'd really make a move here. He's going the same route. It looks good, but it's pulling a little bit left.
And he's going to find himself roughly in the same spot as Tanek. Did not take advantage that time. And our leader with an 11-stroke margin, Brad Hammock. He can throw it in the water a couple of times and still have plenty of extra strokes left over.
I think he'd like to make a good shot here. Oh, he pulled it to the left. Same shot. They're trying to be too safe against the wind. Dean's got a really possible putt here. It's a very scary one with the water behind, but
he's a good 50 feet away.
You can definitely run this one.
This is into the wind.
A little bit low. Good approach.
So now the question, will Kelly get aggressive and try to run this?
Oh yeah, he will. He'll try to run this. He'll try to get this in the basket.
He's got to be careful of the water now on his right, or on his left side rather.
It's up and it's a little bit off to the right and rolled down toward the water, but it's safe.
He's eyeing this one up carefully.
This is a tough putt for his putting style because he lofts it really high, and so this much wind is going to be tough for him. He has so much good touch though, and he can judge the wind so well that there's still a good chance that he can get this in, and he's definitely going to go for it. Oh, just a little low and kind of.
And McClellan can make up a little room here with this deuce opportunity. That one's good, and it's a deuce for Mitch McClellan, who picks up a stroke on Kelly and Tanek.
Mitch Mac gets the lead off on the track. Yeah, baby. Decoy.
Kelly now for his par. That one's good.
Putt.
I'm going straight for water.
And this one should be an easy 3 for Tanek. So it's Hammock by 11 over Kelly and Tanek.
Still
14.
Still a tie for second, and
That's going to do it for the Masters division, where Brad Hammock is the 2002 Masters World Champion. Dr. Rick Vokes, wow, what an exciting finish.
well, we knew Brad had it pretty well wrapped up, but he finished very strong, threw a perfect drive way down long on the hole, and great approach shot, solid putt, no question about it.
Big time drama. That's one of the many, many reasons we love this game. Dr. Rick, thanks so much for your help this week, and Disctv will be right back.